Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Contest of Speed AM2 Division or AM2 Round 10 at Imola. We have a 4.909 kilometer circuit, 19 corners. This is going to be a fun race. Looking forward to it. One DRS straight. Really high speed all the way down into turn one. And that's going to really be your only overtaking spot. To answer your... Yeah, thank you, Ricky, for answering that question for Grade Ape. Definitely want to start the stream 5 minutes early so I can, go through the points and go through the constructors and penalties. That way I can just really focus on the qualifying aspect of it and then get into the race. I just don't want to, try and do the points and constructors at the same time as everybody's out on the qualifying. But looking at the driver standings after round 9 at Monaco, we have Cars Ben leading the points with 127 points. Cheesehead in second with 115 points. Big Mama Frank in third with 86. Got Harris Plutz in fourth with 72. Potty with 53. Jay Supreme with 50. Texas Tornado with 44. Grim with 42. MVD Chewy with 39 in ninth. Tim in the Rowdy rounds out the top 10 with 33 points. Jay Knowles with 28 and 11th. Captain Tito in 12th with 24. Death Storm in 13th with 22. Orlando in 14th with 19. Raptors in 15th with 17. Obama Chicken in 16th with 15. No Name in 17th with 12. Bajowski in 18th with 10, and you got Mr. Fitz Dickwell in 19th with no points. That is your driver standings, and looking at your constructors, you have the Ferrari leading points with 242, Mercedes in second with 158, Red Bull in third with 89, AlphaTauri in fourth with 86, Alfa Romeo in 5th with 86 as well. Haas in 6th with 68. McLaren in 7th with 58. Alpine in 8th with 47. Aston Martin with 41 and 9th. And Williams is going to round out the 10th place position with 37 points. Now looking at the penalties after Monaco, we had quite a bit of penalties here. We got some qualifying bans as well. We got Raptors and Death Storm. They had an incident, 10 seconds plus 2 penalty points, and a POV penalty of 3 seconds and a penalty point goes to Raptors. There's an incident between Cars Ben and Raptors. There's a 5-second penalty and a penalty point plus a point of view penalty point as well. So that is 3 seconds and another penalty point to Raptors. So Raptors got quite a bit of penalty points after last week. Involved in another incident with Death Storm. He had 10 seconds and 2 penalty points. Plus a point of POV penalty as well. So that's a 3-second plus 1 penalty point. And that is at fault of Raptors as well. The incident number 4 between Great Ape and Texas Tornado, that was ruled as a no further action. The stewards must have deemed that it was equal fault on both drivers, could have done more to avoid the incident. Incident between Jay Supreme and Chewy, that was ruled as a no further action, but Chewy did not provide any POV, so he will get a quali ban and 3 penalty points. Other penalties as well. With the verdict in Incident 5, Chewy is awarded an additional quali ban, 4 penalty points accumulation. This means the driver has quali bans for rounds 10 and 11. Raptors also incidents in round 9. They award a quali ban for round 10, for the penalty points accumulation. He gathered up a lot of penalty points, and that gave him a quali ban. We are just currently waiting at the moment to get the remaining amount of drivers into the lobby here so we can get rolling. I think it's a full grid, not exactly sure. So yeah, it's kind of strange. We got some chatter going on right now in the Discord between people here. So hopefully everybody's able to get in okay. There was an update that came through the other day, so you will see side pods on the Mercedes finally. And some of the other cars do have some side pod changes, some different looks on the aero, and who knows, maybe it can make them go a little bit quicker. But as we're just waiting here, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Ricky will probably post the Discord link so you guys can get into Contest of Speed if you would like to become part of the community, get into one of these lobbies. And I hope you guys join. It's a great league. It's a lot of fun. I do not race here in Contest of Speed as I have several other things going on. But I do enjoy commentating the AM2 division. These guys give me a lot of chatter, give me a lot of great racing, good battles, and hopefully I can catch any incidents that happen. How we doing, Potty? Hopefully you're dialed in for your race here at Imola, and hopefully you're having some good weather out where you are. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everybody's starting to ready up here in the lobby, and we will get going under qualifying. Dynamic weather, so we could have either wet or dry. We could have all wet, all dry, or a mix of conditions. But loading into the qualifying as we speak. Everybody's going to be grabbing their tire choices here. You can do either a one stop or a two stop here at Imola. You can go a hard, medium, which I've done before, and it's super powerful around here at Imola. Or you can do a one stop, hard to mediums, and hopefully have that pace, or medium hard, vice versa. But it's a great circuit to race around. I enjoy it. A lot of very tight corners, and it's fun. I'm doing well, Potty. I appreciate you coming into the stream before your race, but you might want to get focused here because you're going to have some competitions on your hands all throughout the field. We've got 5 seconds. We'll find out what the weather is going to be for the qualifying, and we'll see what the race weather is. Turn 1's super tricky as everybody makes the run down to turn 1 off the start, and it looks like we got a dry quali, so that's gonna make things interesting. Just give me 1 second here. I'm actually going to change one thing, because I do like to see the track map. So I'm just gonna move. Actually, we need to move that to another section here. I can't put it in the top right. Actually, we could probably go bottom left. Yeah, bottom left for the comments. Yeah, I think we should be good with bottom left for the comments here. Got some action moving in the garage here. Looks like the Alfa Romeo of Hood Kool-Aid Man is coming out on his hot lap, or on his out lap, to get his first lap in the book. Put down a banker, hopefully stay within the track limit. There's a lot of places you can get penalties around the Imola circuit, and I'm excited because penalties can definitely hurt you here, or they can help you out. It's all a matter of how you treat the track. But yeah, just following along with Mr. Hood Kool-Aid Man as he's working up to Variante Alta, which is turn 14 and 15. He's going to make his run all the way down to Ravaza, which is going to be turn 18 and 19 before he starts, turn 18 and 19 before he starts his hot lap. Turn 18. I don't know what this track map is. It's got all the names on it. That's why I'm using it. But here we go. Hood Kool-Aid Man. He opens up that DRS flap, making a run all the way down to turn 1. He's got some traffic that just came out in the pit, so hopefully everybody doesn't interfere here. No, don't want any impeding on this lap. He's now got a little bit of a tow, but making his run all the way down to turn 4 and 5, I want to say. Let me pull up a better track map here that's going to give me actually something good. Sets a good sector 1, and he's going to be making his way up the hill through the fast left-hander, which is to turn 9, down through turn 10, into 11, and then 12. And it looks like he goes off the circuit. He's going to invalidate his lap, so that's not very good for him. Following along with Jay Knowles, working his way up the hill into turn 9. Coming through 10, he's got the Red Bull on his inside. Does stay out of his way there. Now down into 11 and 12. Back heavy on the throttle, making his way all the way back up to Variante Alta, which is turn 14 and 15. Hard on the brakes all the way down to second gear. Uses the inside curb of 14. Heavy back on the throttle, making his way down the hill now into turns 17 and 18. Stays within the track limits, uses all that outside curb on the exit of 18. He's going to open up the DRS flap, and he's going to come across the line and put down a 116.5, which is a great lap by him. That's a amazing lap to have for your first banker. Following along with Sir Awesome as he's working his way through turns 6, heading to 7, the hairpin. Now he's going to make his way up the hill. That's going to take him through turn 8 into turn 9. He's got a Ferrari in front of him. Hopefully he's not going to be impeded here, as it looks like the Ferrari might be on a lap as well. He uses all the outside curbs on both exits. Stays within the track limits. Does not get in anybody's way here. Makes his way up to Variante Alta, coming through 14 and 15. Uses the inside curbs and a little bit of the sausage curbs as well to get a good run through there. Now he's making his way all the way down to turn 17 and 18. Great Ape sets the fastest lap, and Saad Nayaz comes across with a 1:14.7. He decided to crush Great Ape's time. And here we go. We got Sir Awesome coming across the line, and he sets a 1:15.9. Following along with Texas Tornado as he's making his way down to turns 17 and 18 as we speak. Uses all the outside curb out of 17 and 18 as well. He's going to open up that DRS flap, making his run all the way to the line, and he goes up to P4 with a 1:15.8. Big Mama Frank is in the Mercedes as he's making his way down to 17 and 18. He's going to use all the outside curb out of 17 and all the outside curb out of 18. Stays within the track limits, opens up the DRS flap, and he's going to come across the line all the way up to P4 with a 1:15.5. That's a solid lap by him as well. Death Storm as he's making his way through turn heading towards turn 5 and 6. Now he's going to stay within the track limit, uses all the outside curb. 24.9 in sector 1. Hits turn 7, the hairpin. Nice and smooth back on the throttle, making his way up the hill through turns 9 into 10. Or 8 into 9, sorry. And coming around 9 through 10 as we're speaking. And now he's going to really tight section here. You got to be extremely careful, making sure you don't unsettle the car. Back up the hill into Variante Alta of 14 and 15. Uses some of the inside curbs. Now he's going to make his run back downhill towards turn 17. See what he puts down for a time here as he's starting around 17. Doesn't use any of the inside curb, but he uses all the outside curb. Keeps it within the track limits out of 17. Coming around 19, opens up the DRS flaps and crosses the line with a 1:16.7. Who do we got? MBD Chewy is invalidated. Following along with J Supreme. coming around 17. And 18 now. He's making his run towards the line. Going to open up that DRS. And he's going to cross with a 1:18.5. Let me see here. Looks like somebody needed an invite. Mr. Fitz Dickwell, I'm assuming you are on EA here. What is your name, Mr. Fitz? I don't see you online here, so if I can get somebody to comment and let me know who to add for Mr. Fitz Dickwell, I will most certainly get him into the lobby. Cars Ben is out here on his first flyer, coming through turns 1 and 2, now through 3. He's going to use some of the outside curb on the exit of 3, making his way down into 4. Coming through turns 7 as we speak. Now he's going to come up through 8 into 9, which is Piratella. As he's making his way through 9 and 10, and Piratella, he's going to work his way down to Ake Minerali. Uses some of the inside curb and the outside curb. Now he's going to make a run all the way up to Variante Alta, which is 14 and 15. And he's going to be making a run all the way down to turns 17 and 18, which is Rabaza. Uses the outside curb on the exit of 17. Uses the outside curb. Oh, kept it with the track limits. Really close there to invalidating. He's going to cross the line up to P3 with a 1:15.3. So far, Saad Nayaz has really set an absolute flyer of a time. Let's see here. Cars Ben, everybody has done a lap. Following along with... let's give some Great Ape some time here as he's working his way through turn 18 of Ravaza. He's going to open up the DRS flap to start his run down to turn 1, which is Variante Tamburello, something like that. Gonna get hard on the brakes, shifts all the way down to 4th gear, uses the inside curb really well, gets a little bit on the outside curb, and he's gonna invalidate coming out of turn 4 there, or turn 3. No, I think it's turn 4, I don't know. So that's gonna affect him right there. That invalidates his time. Cars Ben is out of the way. Here comes Harris Pletz as he just completely backs off of his lap. Sir Awesome has invalidated his lap. Looks like Jay Knowles may have started a lap here. Now he's working his way all the way down to Variante Villanueva. Coming through nice and tight. Uses a little bit of the outside curb going into Tosa, which is turn 7. Tosa. Don't know exactly. He's going to make his way up the hill towards Piratella, which is turn 9 and 10. Working his way down to Ake Minerali, which is 11, 12, and 13. Now he's going to get back on the throttle. Looks like he just backed out of his lap as well. He must have not been happy with his lap. Harris Pletz just getting out of everybody's way here. We got an Alfa Romeo of J. Knowles coming through. No, he's out of his lap as well. Chewy's on a lap. Excuse me. I'm coming through Ake Minerali going up to Variante Alta, which is 14 and 15. Uses a little bit of the inside curbs. Does not really touch the sausage curbs at all. The best way you can get a run through there is right over the entrance sausage curb. And that will give you a great run. Now he's coming through Ravaza. Heavy back on the throttle. Shifting up through the gears. He's going to open up that DRS flap. We're going to get him at the line. A 1:16.6 at the line. Follow along with your pole sitter here of Saad Nayaz at the moment. He's coming through the first few corners of Variante Tamburello. Making his way down the straight. Got the Mercedes in front of him. As he's coming through Variante Villanueva. He's about a half a tenth up on his lap. Oh, and he gets a little squirrely coming out of 7. That's going to cost him. There, you got Potty here in the AlphaTauri. He completed the lap, moves up to P2 with a 1:14.9. Following along, Orlando has completed his lap. Big Mama Frank looks like he might be on a lap here, working his way up to Variante Alta. Comes through the chicanes, uses both of the sausage curbs there. Very good run through 14 and 15. Now he's making his run down to turn 17. Ravaza, he's going to use some of the inside curb into Ravaza. Coming around, uses all the outside curb, keeps it within the limits, and he gets squirrely off of the exit of 18. He's just going to pull off into the pit. Following along with Texas Tornado here. Let's see how this is looking for him. Uses the inside curbs. Nice run out of Variante Tamburello. Heading towards Variante Villanueva. Uses all the outside curb into the hairpin. Don't know if he improved. I'm sorry, I didn't check that, but he's working his way up into turns 9 and 10 of Piratella. Now down the hill, he uses all the outside curb in Piratella, which is nice. He's in it. Ake Minerali, working his way up to Variante Alta of 14 and 15. Going to be hard on the brakes all the way down to third gear. Uses the sausage curb on the entrance. He gets a great run coming out of 14 and 15. Working his way down into 17 and 18 as we speak. Hard back on the brakes. Shifts down to third gear. Uses the outside curb coming around 18. Uses the exit curb pretty well. Stays within track limits. Opens up the DRS flap. And he crosses the line and puts himself P3 with a 1:15.1. So Texas Tornado definitely found a lot of time there on that lap. So that was a great lap by him. Hood Kool-Aid Man, he's going to pull off into the pits. Jay Supreme, I think he might be doing a double out lap. I'm not exactly sure. Deathstorm, he's out here. Saad Nayaz sets another fastest lap of a 1:14.5. So Saad is really putting the pace on these guys. Showing them what quality's all about. Following along with Deathstorm, comes across with a 1:16.0, 7/10 a lap improvement up to P13. Making sure we're getting out of everybody's way here. Following along with Mr. Fitz Dickwell as he's coming out of Variante Tamburello, heading into Villanueva now, working his way down to turn 7 at Tosa, or Tosa, something like that. Oh, my foot fell asleep. I gotta get off of it. Now working his way up to Piratella of turns 9 and 10. And he actually doesn't have his ERS on. So I'm wondering if he's just doing a double out lap here to get those tires nice and warm. So when he starts his lap, let's see. We got Texas Tornado has completed. Cheesehead, how's he looking right now? He's coming through turns out of turn 4, working his way down to turn 5. Heavy on the brake. Quick downshift all the way to third gear. Now he's working his way into turn 7. All the way into second gear. And now working his way back up through the gears, heading up the hill towards Piratella of turn 9 and 10. Going to use the outside curb on the exit there. Get a great run down towards Minerali. In through turns 12 and 13, working his way up to Variante Alta of 14 and 15. Heavy on the brakes all the way down to second gear. Uses all the sausage curb on the inside of 14. Gets a great run out of 15, working his way down into turn 17 as we speak. Coming around. Uses a little bit of the exit curb. Gets kind of squirrely out of 17, opens up the DRS flap, making his way towards the line and sets a 1:15.3, jumps his teammate of Cars Ben. This is an extremely close qualifying session between P2 all the way down to, I'd say, about P10. And he's just getting a little heavy there, just trying to work his way back to pits here. Hood Kool-Aid Man has started another lap here. He's working his way in qualifying. He's got a minute 22 to go here. We're going to have 32 laps around the Imola circuit. He's coming towards turn 7 of Tosa as he's going to make a run up towards Piratella of 9 and 10. Now he's going to get a great run heading down towards Ake Minerali. Uses some of the outside curb on the exit. Coming up to Variante Alta. Heavy on the brakes all the way down to second gear. Gonna look to get a great run coming out of 14 or out of 15. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him. Hopefully none of these guys are gonna impede this lap. Coming through, the Mercedes gets out of his way. Coming around 18 now. He's gonna use some of the outside curb. Opens up the DRS flap. Makes his run down to the line, and he doesn't improve by 4/400ths of a second. Not really enough improvement there to gain any positions on the leaderboard. Orlando's got a purple sector 2. He's going to be making his run all the way down to 17 and 18 now. Oh no, potty invalidated with purple sectors on the last corner with 2 purple sectors. That is very unfortunate. Following Orlando, opens up the DRS flap, crosses the line and up to P2. He puts himself on the front row. What a great lap by him. Great Ape is on his lap. He's going to be making a run towards the line now. Coming through 14 and 15. Working his way down towards 17 and 18. Qualifying come to a close. Everybody's going to be on their final lap here. Into 17, stays in 4th gear, uses all the outside curbs, still in 4th gear. Does not shift down, stays within track limits, barely though. Opens up the DRS flap, he's gonna cross, puts himself on the front row. Bump Orlando down to P3. Down to Hood Kool-Aid Man on the exit. He's not on a lap, I don't think. Big Mama Frank. MBZ, what is your name here? I don't know what your name is. And that is the end of your qualifying session. I don't think Saad is on a lap. He actually might be on a lap here. He's looking. No, he's not. He's definitely not on a lap. Well, folks, that is a great qualifying session. Very close times. Big Mama Frank. Oh, yep. And everybody's going to be out of MBZ. Okay, let me. Too late, man. I can't invite you now, and unfortunately, even if I was to invite you, you might not be able to get into the lobby in time. So your qualifying order is Saad Nayaz and Great Ape takes up the front row. Orlando P3, Potty P4, Testis Tornado 5th, Cheesehead in 6th, Carsben, I'm sorry MBZ, I wish I could help you, man. Carsben in 7th, Hood Kool-Aid Man in 8th, 9th is Sir Awesome, Big Mama Frank rounds out the top 10, Jay Supreme 11th, Harris Pletz 12th, Jay Knowles 13th, Death Storm 14th, Chewy 15th, Vic Dickwell is rounding out the end of the order. I believe there was some quali bans. Are these guys, I think there was some quali bans, so I think there's going to be some issues here. Chewy had a quali ban for round 10 and still put down a lap, so I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue. Is Raptors in here? Raptors is not in here. So that's unfortunate for Raptors not serving that quali ban for round 10. So it looks like that's going to have to carry over for him. But Chewy, I'm not exactly sure what the stewards are going to say about you putting down a lap during qualifying. So that's very, very unfortunate for you. And yeah, BK, it's going to be, I think this is going to be a great race, a lot of battling. We are a dry race here at Imola, 32 laps around the 4.909 kilometer, 19 corner circuit. Wonder if there's going to be any rain towards the end of this session. You're going to have to let me know, people. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think of your podium predictions here. This will be a fantastic race. I think Ricky's looking forward to watching this as well. But yeah, comment your podium predictions and let me know. Oh, Potty giving me an update on the weather. Rain the last 30 minutes. That's going to really put things into a twirl here, depending on tire strategy and who's going to hold up all the way to the end. We got a formation lap, so everybody's doing their, going to warm up these tires. We're going to turn on the tires here. I want to see what we got. Front three are on hards. Nets 4 are on mediums. Then you got a hard of Hood Kool-Aid Man. You got 2 mediums after him to round out your top 10, 3 hards, and then 2 mediums and a hard. So these guys can, if the hard tires can last until the rain, be interesting. But who knows? I mean, you got a lot of medium runners. Rain for the last 30 minutes of the Grand Prix. So this could throw these guys in for a little bit of a loop here. I'm excited to commentate this race because I commentated one the other day where very similar situation. Started out dry, went to rain, and then the final like 2 laps of the Grand Prix, DRS got enabled. Everybody started to close up on each other, and it led to some great battles all the way down to the finish line to end the Grand Prix. And that was at Brazil. And you know how Brazil is. It can be fun. But yeah, we got everybody coming out here at Imola. Thank you to everyone watching this contest of speed, AM2, round 10. Just over halfway through the season. Waiting for the final drivers to get up on the grid. Some people saw Niaz is going to start on some cold tires, DSQ'd on the grid. Here we go. We got 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4, and 5, and away we go. It's very unfortunate that this does not give us any good view here, but Saad Niaz gets a great jump off the line. So does an Orlando. He's side by side with heading into turn 1. Everybody's going to try and keep it clean going through turn 1. Not any. Yeah, it was a great run through turn 1 by AM2. Got a little bit of a spin in the back here by Cars Ben. He's going to fall through the order. Have to get that car turned forward again. So as in Grade 8, they both spun in the exit of turn 2, heading to 3. Following along as Potty and Saad Niaz are both battling for the lead. Potty's using the medium tires to his advantage, working his way up to turn 9. Now, oh, and he goes a little wide off of 9, making their way down to Ake Minerale, which is like turn coming through 13, works their way back up the hill to Variante Alta. Fifth Tickwell up to P14, and he's battling alongside with Cars Ben. Everybody's getting through. We got a little bit of a battle going on here between Hood Kool-Aid Man and Tetris Tornado. Hood Kool-Aid Man's going to complete that as we're working our way all the way down to 17. Everybody's keeping it nice and clean. J Supreme was able to get by Big Mama Frank going into 17 here. Potty sets the lap with a 121.4 for the opening lap here on lap 1 at Imola. Now we're going to be making our run all the way down to turn 1, following along side by side between Hood Kool-Aid Man and Orlando through turns 1 and 2. Gets back into single file. Everybody's keeping it nice and clean. We got Texas Tornado looking down the inside of Orlando going into 4. Coming around 5, and we're still keeping it within track limit, so everybody's doing a great job working around each other on tire difference here. But now we're going to make our run all the way up the hill towards Piratella. And you got Great Ape DNFs in the back, and that is going to bring out a safety car. Not exactly sure what happened to Great Ape. Might have just gotten really loose and went through the gravel trap, and can't stop your car because it just takes you right to the wall. Unfortunate for Great Ape, but first lap of the race, everybody kept it pretty clean that I saw. I'm not exactly sure. We'll just have to check in with the medical team of Great Ape, make sure he's okay. I'm assuming that was probably a hard hit into that outside wall through the gravel trap. So we'll get back to you about Great Ape on the medical team. Hopefully he tunes in here, lets me know how he's feeling. No broken wrist or anything like that. But that will bring out a safety car on lap 2. Anybody gonna dive into the pits? I do not think so. Looks like everybody is staying on the circuit. Oh no, we got some cars going in. Cars Ben did dive into the pits. Is he gonna have a front wing change? No, he does not. He goes to hard tires. He's got the rain coming up, so I wonder if he's gonna try and make it all the way to the rain now. But that was one pit stop for him. Let's pull up position changes here. You got Hood Kool-Aid Man up 5. And Cars Ben down 8. Those are your 2 biggest movers of the Grand Prix so far. You got Harris Pletz up 4. Potty up 3 to take the lead here at Imola on the medium tires. So as we're heading through Aqua Minerale, thankfully no rain, as we saw the in real life F1 had to cancel this race. Don't know what's going on here between Sod Nias and Hood Kool-Aid Man. I think he was just trying to avoid getting any damage on each other through Aqua Minerale. But yeah, in real life, Formula 1 did cancel the Imola race as the track was completely underwater. You could go out there with your kayak, maybe go do some fishing. I don't know if they have alligators out there. Probably not. It probably gets too cold in Italy. But yeah, so here we are. The fields all caught back up to each other as we're crossing the line to complete lap 3 with a safety car. Still got another 25 laps to go. Rain is coming. Don't know when it's gonna hit, but it is coming. It's up to you, Great Ape, if you want to. I mean, I'm completely okay with doing commentating by myself. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of action that happens. So yeah, just let me know if you want to. I can add you in here. I'll probably be hoarse voiced by the end of this race, just to let you know. I've done 100% around Las Vegas last night. And then I also did another 50% race this morning. So you're going to have to join through the Discord just to let you know, Great Ape, but I will send you an invite in here. I don't know how to invite people into... Yeah, I don't know how to invite you here into the Discord chat, man. You should be able to see my booth open. I mean, it is locked down, but I think you should be able to join up in the booth here. Yep, here you are. I see you joined in now. Safety car is in this lap. We're about to get back under green flag. Following along with Sod Nias as he's got Potty in front of him. Potty is leading us back to green. Coming around turn 18, nice and slow. Got the whole field jacked up behind him. And we are away as Potty's leading us back to green flag, crosses the line. Everybody can start making their moves all the way down to turn 1 here. You got a great jump on Sods. Sod's not close enough to make a move. But you got Texas Tornado and Orlando battling into turn 1. They kept it clean. Texas Tornado maintained the position of P4. Chewy has made a pass on Jay Knowles, and Cars Ben has gotten by Fitz Dickwell as well. How are we doing, Great Ape? Absolutely. Well, welcome to the booth here at Imola. It's unfortunate that you got a DNF so early in this race. It's going to be very, very interesting going throughout the remainder of the Grand Prix. But looking here, following along with Hood Kool-Aid Man, he's starting to fall off the back of Sod Niaz and Potty here as we're making our run all the way down to turn 17. Yeah, I mean, if he keeps this pace up, he should be able to stay with him. Yeah, it looks like Sod Niaz is preparing to make a move. He jumps down to the inside of Potty as we're making our run down to turn 1. Heavy on the brake, kind of pinches Potty off into the grass. So that's not very good here. Potty falling down the order, trying to get that car all back under control here. As we're making our way down into 4, Potty dropped from P1 all the way down to P6. That's very unfortunate. But that helps Sod Niaz. Kind of creates a little bit of a gap between him and Hood Kool-Aid Man. Everybody's single file as we're making our way up the hill towards Piratella. Oh, and Cheesehead gets a little loose coming out of turn 9, heading towards Aqua Minerale. And Orlando gets a time penalty for track limits. And Potty. Oh no, Potty, what's going on, man? You had a great start here. Just completely... Oh no, he's missing his wing. Oh, okay, okay. Deathstorm has also fallen through the order. Not exactly sure what happened there in Variante Alta. But... Absolutely. Well, there was rumor that rain is on the way. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, you got rain coming here at some point in the Grand Prix. Absolutely. Thank you for the insider information. That's going to be very, very helpful when it comes towards that time. We got rain on the way at some point here. Following along with Hood Kool-Aid Man as he started to catch back up to the back of Sod Niaz, heading into Aqua Minerale. We're going to make our run up to Variante Alta, which is turn 14 and 15. But he's got Texas Tornado all over his gearbox, trying to sniff out some of that exhaust. Working our way down to turn 17. Yep. Very coordinated teamwork here, but that's very unfortunate, you know, having extra teammates on the track. Don't really want that. You want everybody to be battling here for the win. Want everybody to create a great stream. And Hood Kool-Aid Man had gotten right up to the back of Sod Niaz. Is he going to get a run out of 3 as we're making our way down the straight? No, he is not. There's no movement there. Following along, we're going to kind of tune in towards the back here on Chewy. Harris Pletz is left. Oh, no, Harris Pletz. Thank you, I appreciate that. But Chewy is now trying to get back onto the back of Harris Pletz here. As we're working our way out of turn 7, heading up towards Piratella. Not a lot of fighting going on at the moment. Absolutely, Cars Ben is looking to make a move on Chewy here for P10 and the final points paying position. Texas Tornado gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits. That's very unfortunate to have happen this early in the race. Side by side through Variante Alta. Cars bend now side by side with Jay Knowles as we're making a run down to turn 17. And it looks like Jay Knowles... No, he did not. But Cars Ben is working on the back. We got some DRS coming here. Chewy's going to jump to the outside. Cars Ben's going to look at some move here as we're making our run all the way down to turn 1. Chewy is blinking already. Oh no, and that's, who's that? Big Mama Frank is off the circuit in turn 2, on the S to turn 2. Following along here with Cheesehead as he's all over the gearbox of Sir Awesome. Working our way up to Paratella of 9 and 10. Potty sets the fastest lap of a 117. And looks like Fitz Dickwell is now spun, coming out of 7. So he falls through the order. Oh, well, that's good. No more safety cars at the moment. But we got Cheesehead following along 3/10 off of Sir Awesome, working our way down to turn 7. Cheesehead's gonna get DRS. Sir Awesome has no DRS in front of him. Looks like Hood Kool-Aid Man was able to get the DRS on Saad Nayas. Will that help him making a run into turn 1? But Cheesehead's already blinking on his ERS. Side by side with Sir Awesome. He's able to complete the pass well before the braking zone. So he moves up to P4. Cars Ben makes a move on Chewy before turn 1 as well. It looks like your top 3 here trying to keep it clean. Just stay within the DRS and see if they can pull a gap. If we stay green all the way until the rain hits, and it looks like it's starting to get really, really cloudy here at Imola. So the rain is coming, ladies and gentlemen. The rain is coming. We are 10 laps into a 32 lap Grand Prix. And it makes you wonder, Saad Nayas might have some straight line speed, but what's going to happen when the rain comes? Is he going to be able to maintain? Texas Tornado with another 3-second time penalty, trying to keep up to the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man here. That's going to be 6 seconds in penalties, I believe. It looks like Hood Kool-Aid Man's really good in Sector 2 and 3, but Saad tends to pull away in Sector 1. Yeah, definitely it does kind of change a little bit here. Cheesehead's starting to work their way back up to Texas Tornado under 2 seconds. At the moment it was like 2.5. Hood Kool-Aid Man is struggling to hit the apex. Sir Awesome trying to keep on to the back of Cheesehead here as we're making our way up to Piratella. Not a lot of penalties handed out so far. Cheesehead has fallen off 2.2 seconds now through through the end of Sector 1 into Sector 2. Gets a little loose coming out of Aqua Minerale. Makes the run up to Variante Alta. Hood Kool-Aid Man is definitely catching up to Saad, and now Texas Tornado is starting to close the gap a little bit to Hood Kool-Aid Man. Got a 3-car battle for the lead here. Is anybody going to make a pass before turn 1? Yeah, I mean, it's really debatable because I think he wants to try and get ahead at this point with 6 seconds in time penalties. But no moves are being made as we're looking through the grid. Orlando all over the gearbox of Sir Awesome as we're making our way down into turn 4. This chicane through turn 4 or 5 is super quick. You just don't want to lose that rear end. I've done it a few times myself. Just shifting down too many gears and just cranking that wheel will cause you to lose that back end and go around. Oh, that's what happened to you. Did you end up hitting that wall going through the gravel trap? Yeah. Yeah. Following along here with Sir Awesome. Now he's back within that 1 second on Cheesehead in front of him. But he's falling back at a DRS range. Orlando's about to fall out of DRS range here on Sir Awesome. I don't know if he's going to have it. And we got some rain. Is it raining? I'm not seeing any drops on my screen quite yet. Oh yes, I am now seeing the raindrops on the screen. So at some point these guys are going to have to start looking to bots to put on intermediate. Track is not wet enough, so it is not time yet. It makes you question now if there is a setup difference between Hood Kool-Aid Man and Sod Niaz, because Hood Kool-Aid Man is seeming to keep up with Sod now very, very well as we're making our way down to Variante Alta of 14 and 15. I got to be extremely careful getting back onto that throttle to not get a lot of wheel spin. Heading down to turn 17, it is raining, but I don't think it's enough, so everybody's going to want to probably do another lap on their slicks. Death Storm gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Nobody is diving in. Sir Awesome goes into pit lane and gives himself a 5-second speeding penalty into pit lane, so that's going to affect him if he has to box again. Cars Ben works all the way up to P6 after he's fallen through the order. Oh no, sir. Yep, no, that's Sir Awesome in the pit lane here. He's dropping through the order. Is that too early? We will find out when everybody else starts to pit. But Hood Kool-Aid Man's 4/10 off the back of Sod. Gets a great run out of turn 7 as we're heading up towards Piratella of 9 and 10. Yeah, I don't have the telemetry up. I never run telemetry just because when you're racing and you don't have any engineers, there's no point in it. And I think these drivers need to focus on just focus on their race versus trying to keep an eye on the stream. But the rain is starting to come down hard now. The track is definitely starting to get greasy. But you see Texas Tornado creeping up to the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man as we're going into 7. Hood's starting to lose that time. I saw him down 3/10. Oh, yeah. So Hood Kool-Aid Man, DRS is still activated, so anybody within DRS range might be able to make a run. You got Big Mama Frank going into pit lane. It looks like he's going to put on a set of intermediates here. Yeah, as we're making our way through Aqua Minerale. Heading up into Variante Alta of 14 and 15. Hood Kool-Aid Man still following along with Sod Niaz as Texas Tornado has closed up a gap onto the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man. Oh, and Sod goes a little wide on the exit. And Hood Kool-Aid Man gets a little squirrely as well. That allows Texas Tornado to close up the gap on him. Is he going to make a move going into 17? He is not. He's going to fall back in line. You can see a lot of spray coming up on the track. Are these leaders going to all... And they're looking to dive into pit lane here. Your leaders have all dived into pit lane. Everybody else following along. Cheesehead, 5-second speeding penalty. Cars Bennett is going to stay out for another lap. Let's see if this is going to affect him at all. Yeah, all your leaders are boxing for some intermediate tires. Ben's going to stay out here, try and do one more lap on these slicks. Working his way. Yeah, everybody's actually diving in here, but you got Sir Awesome who stayed out, or who boxed a lot earlier. Fitz Dickwell gets a 5-second speeding penalty into pit lane. Sir Awesome is now coming through on some worn out inters compared to everybody else being on fresh. But Hood Kool-Aid Man just makes the move on Sod Nayaz. DRS disabled this time by. So there's not going to be any more DRS for these folks here. Texas Tornado's also able to get by Sod Nayaz as well. So that's going to put him back onto the podium position. Sod is losing some time here. I'm wondering if he's running just a straight dry setup and was expecting Harris Pletz with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warning. Getting through Aqua Minerale. What's that? No, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. I promise, it's horrendous. Sir Awesome gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings as well. There's a huge difference between a wet and a dry setup. I do a lot of esports events myself. Oh, and Sir Awesome gets a lockup into 17 and goes off the circuit, loses 2 positions, and then he goes around into the inside wall. Wonder if there's any wing damage there. Doesn't look like he lost a end plate, but I'm not exactly sure. He's going to have to make sure he stays out of everybody's way. He does. And you got Potty dives into pit lane. No, there's a huge difference in setups, I promise. I do a lot of esports events, and I've raced with guys that have run dry setups, and when it comes to the rain, they get the doors blown off of them. So it's a big difference, I promise. Unless you're running traction control, there's a big difference. But even then, I think it's still a huge difference. And Texas Tornado gets a little wide. Cars Ben with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warning. Got a lot of penalties coming in now that it is raining on the circuit. Texas Tornado starting to fall off the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man. Lost a full second. And this is where you can tell the difference between a wet and a dry. When Hood Kool-Aid Man has now created a full second to Texas. And Texas was kind of right on his gearbox to begin with. So you can really tell the difference. Sod Nayaz is trailing behind Texas Tornado. He's got a little bit more straight line speed as we're heading down into turn 1. Yep. Okay, so Hood Kool-Aid Man with 2 warnings and Sod with 1. Okay. Chewy makes the move on Harris Pletz down the main straight, heading into turn 1, and it looked like Sir Awesome wanted to peek in there too, but he did not get close enough to make a move going into turn 1. Yeah, Cheesehead is caught up to the back of Sod Nayaz as we're making our way down into Aqua Minerale, heading through 12, wow, turn 12 and 13, working our way uphill to Variante Alta. Your leaders are all still quite close, so a small mistake can pull somebody back in and they can make a move for a position or two. And Sod is still pretty close to the back of Texas Tornado. Texas is falling out of 1 second range here. He's down to 1.2. Sod Nayaz is looking to make a move as we're making a run down the start-finish straight, heading towards turn 1. Lap 18 of 32 is completed. Sod to the outside, completes the pass well before the braking zone. Texas breaks out of the slipstream. Oh, he clipped the rear of Sod. That is very unfortunate. Sod was able to keep that under control. Oh no! Wow, what happened there? Oh, Oh no, that is very, very unfortunate. That is going to bring out a safety car. I was able to catch all of that on stream. I am not exactly sure what what Texas was thinking, but oh no, that is extremely unfortunate there. Oh boy. The Red Bull garage is probably furious right now. Oh man. That ends Saad Nayaz here as well. You got two cars DNF on the exit of look like Variante Tamburello. Yeah, I think we'll just let the FIA stewards make that decision. I could probably put my 2 cents into it, but I am not going to have any influence on that. I am just a commentator here for Contest of Speed, not looking to burn bridges with anybody, but that was a very unfortunate incident. FIA will have their hands full on that one. They got plenty of point of views to look at. They got it on stream, and then they'll have the two drivers as well. That brings out a safety car. Gonna see some cheesehead dives into pit lane. Orlando is gonna dive into pit lane as well to change up on their tires. New set of inters for both drivers, and yeah, so new set of inters. We are on safety car lap 20 out of 32. Gonna bring the whole field back together. Let's check here on tires. We got Orlando, Cheese, Jay Knowles, Big Mama Frank, all on brand new inters. Deathstorm, Fitz, and Potty on 1 lap old inters. And then the rest of the field on 6 laps for Sir Awesome, 4 laps for Hood Kool-Aid Man, Supreme, Chewy, and Harris Platt, and then 3 laps for Cars Ben. I'm sure Discord is pretty furious at the moment between these drivers. Just have the FIA steward take a look at that. We will let the FIA steward deal with this chat in the Discord. Hopefully they Safety car is going to be going in this time by... Oh, wow, that was a very late safety car entrance to pit lane here. We are back under green flag. Hood Kool-Aid Man leads us down the main straight. Cars Ben is all over the back of him. He's got a great jump as we're making a run down to turn 1. Cars Ben's gonna really drive towards the inside here. Gets over the curb into the grass. Does not affect his entrance into turn 1. And Hood Kool-Aid Man gets a little loose. And wow, they were able to keep that straight as well. Orlando and Sir Awesome are battling down the straight into turn 4. And it looks like Orlando was able to maintain position here. Jay Knowles is going around the outside in turn 7 as we're making our way up the hill. And oh, these guys, no! Oh no, another DNF and another safety car. Oh, Sir Awesome got a little loose and then tried to correct it, came back across the track and ended up losing his front tire. That is going to bring out another safety car here. Stewards will have to take that one as well. Man, not even a half a lap and we get a second safety car, or third safety car of the race. But, wow. Can you guys stop bringing out safety cars for me? I really have to go to the bathroom. Just get this race over with so I can go potty. Yeah, see what I did there? We got a potty here in P10 and I gotta go potty. Come on, people. You know, my favorite name in the entire lobby is one position out of points. Mr. Fitz-Dickwell. One position out of points here. You can do this, Mr. Fitzy. You got this. Man, what's your prediction here? What's your prediction here on the end, or for the end? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but we got 3 cars all diving into pit lane, putting on some wet tires here. The rain is really coming down, so are these guys going to benefit from it? Death Storm, J Supreme, and Harris Pletz all on full wets. They might be able to benefit here because this rain is not seeming to let off. 24:32 here. We're going to have about, I'd say, 8 laps to go when we get back to green flag, depending if these guys are going to catch back up. Oh boy. I mean, the track looks like it is a full wet condition at this point. I think these inters are really going to struggle here. So I really could see, Harris Plus, J Supreme, and Deathstorm, gaining a lot out of this towards the end of the Grand Prix compared to the guys on the intermediate. Safety car is going to be in this lap. But yeah, no, this track definitely looks like it is full wet conditions at this point. There's not going to be any dry line. Puddles are really forming. So these guys are going to have to hope for the best. Staying on the intermediates was the right call. You got Cars Ben up to the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man on the exit of 18. Hood Kool-Aid Man's going to lead us back to green flag. Looks like we are underway full throttle, and wow, a lot of people are diving in. Cars Ben gets a 5-second speeding penalty into pit lane. That's going to be costly towards the end of this race. He's going to, looks like full wets as well, I think. Yes, he is on full wet. Chewy also dives in and gets a set of full wets. Back up to the front of the grid. And somebody is wide. Potty is wide, but yeah, Harris Plus is in a great spot to win this Grand Prix as he's looking to pick his way through the field on those full wet tires. And yeah, the intermediates aren't doing very well because Harris Plus is making a run up to Piratella. As we're speaking, he gets by this Dickwell here on the full wet, making their way down to Aqua Minerale. Intermediate tires are going to be struggling around this circuit here in Imola. I did say that the in real life Imola got canceled due to the track being flooded, and it looks like it might happen now. Here in Deathstorm with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits. A lot of these guys here are struggling. Oh, Cheesehead is actually on a set of full wets as well. And Hood Kool-Aid Man goes into pit lane. So let's check some of these tires because I must have missed some stops. Yeah, Cheesehead went to full wet 5 laps ago. And he's looking to make a move but decides to back out of it. Big Mama Frank goes a little wide. Cheesehead, great run. Dives down to the inside. That's going to take... Oh, and there was just a little tap between Harris Platz and Big Mama Frank. But now Cheesehead is in perfect position to win this Imola Grand Prix, with Harris Platz looking at potentially getting a podium as well. It's a 3 second, so it most likely not going to get that penalty removed. But Cheesehead all over the back of Jay Knowles, working down to Aqua Minerale, heading up towards Variante Alta. And Orlando has pulled a 1.7 second gap on Jay Knowles, and we are side by side in Mr. Fitzdickwell, and that brings out another safety car here. So these leaders are going to want to make a pit stop, and it looks like Cheesehead was able to get by Jay Knowles in the chicane of Variante Alta. Yeah, Cheesehead just puts himself in prime position here to take the lead of this Grand Prix, as Orlando Bots is. And the Haas of Jay Knowles is also going to go into the pits. So that's going to put Cheesehead in the lead with Harris Platz in second and Big Mama Frank on the final podium position. Could we have a double podium for Mercedes? This is going to be very, very interesting. We got some time penalties here. 3 seconds for Harris Platz. 3 seconds for Potty, 6 seconds for Deathstorm, 3 seconds for Orlando, and 8 seconds for Cars Ben. Cars Ben is going to stay out on the circuit. Not looking to, Not looking to remove that 5 seconds. He's all the way up to P5 as we speak. And Big Mama Frank stays out on inters, and so doesn't Potty. So they could be holding up the back of the field here. Death Storm is looking solid for some great points. Orlando on some fresh wets, looking for some good points here as well. I think it was a little late there for him to go to the wets, but we'll see, because you never know in full wet conditions for this Grand Prix. And so at the moment, your biggest mover is Harris Platts, up 10 positions. Big Mama Frank up 7, Death Storm up 9, Chewy up 6, and Jay Knowles up 5. As we're heading through Variante Alta, we're probably going to do another lap under the safety car, as Jay Supreme is way off the back here. So he's going to be trying to gather it all up to catch back up to the leaders behind the safety car. I could see another lap happening, and then we'll probably get back to green flag. Absolutely. Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Hood Kool-Aid Man. You know, just didn't make the right tire strategy call at the right time. So that's going to be very unfortunate for him. He's going to have to try and pick his way back through the field. But you got Big Mama Frank and Potty. Remember, they're both on intermediate tires. So that might not really help them out going late in this Grand Prix as well. And it looks like Jay Supreme has finally caught up to the back of the field here. So safety car is probably going to go in this time by. Yep, safety car is in this lap, so waiting on Cheesehead to hold up the field or back up the field to where he feels comfortable to be able to get a good run out of the final corner. Yeah, I think Death Storm has made all the right strategy calls. Looks like Cheesehead is going to be taking us back under green flag as we speak. Harris Pletz gets a good run on the back of him. Big Mama Frank is falling off. Those intermediate tires are going to be extremely hard for him to keep up with the full wets in the front. As you can see, going down the main straight here, he's already fallen out of the 1 second. Orlando working side by side with Death Storm. He's able to complete the pass. Yeah, that is the, wow, Potty and, yeah, exactly, Potty and Big Mama Frank struggling on those intermediate tires, which are to be expected. And oh no, Big Mama Frank, oh, Big Mama Frank has caused a big incident, and that is going to bring out a virtual safety car here. And it looked like it might have collected Jay Knowles as well, coming out of turn 4. We are down to 10 drivers remaining. If all 10 of these guys can make it to the end, everybody will be gathering points. But yeah, staying out on those intermediate tires was not good for some of these guys, as it was far beyond intermediate conditions and well into the full wet. You can see the puddles formed all over the track. So now we are under virtual safety car waiting for it to go back to green, and it looks like the safety car might have came out, so I guess we're under an actual safety car now. So we're going to have a sprint to the finish. Safety car is probably going to come out all the way until lap 30, and then these guys are going to have to battle it out for the remainder of the race. Yeah, 2 or 3 lap shootout to the end. I've seen safety cars come out with like 3 laps to go. They'll lead us around the track and then it will just go right back in. So it's going to be like a 2 or 3 lap shootout all the way to the end. Actually, we're going to have a 2 lap shootout to the end. You're correct about that. So they will probably go back green on the penultimate lap. So this can cause some chaos for everybody. It looks like Cars Ben might have gotten some... What Cars Ben doing here? It looked like he went to a new set of wet tires. Potty's on a full wet. Jay Knowles is going to intermediates. It is not weather for intermediates. He has to get a front wing change as well. But intermediate tires is not going to suit him very well for the end of this Grand Prix. Oh boy. What a weather effect on the Imola Grand Prix. We were having a great race all the way up until the rain showed up. And then from there is just chaos ensued. We will have to see how these final 2 laps handle for the rest of these drivers here. But you got Cheesehead, Harris, Pless, Orlando, and Deathstorm with Chewy, your top 5. But you got to keep in mind too, there is some penalties here as Deathstorm has 6 seconds in penalties. He's going to have to try and pull a 6-second gap on Chewy to be able to maintain the final podium position. Safety car in this lap. We will be back under green on the penultimate lap. Orlando with a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to want to gain some time on Chewy here, as well as Harris Platts. Just waiting for the guys in the back between Cars Ben and Potty all to catch up here. Hopefully they can catch up before we go back under green. Just following along with Cheesehead. I don't wonder if Cheesehead is looking to get going as soon as possible here. Yes, he is. Safety car hasn't even made it into pit lane. Now he has, and we are back on the green flag. Making a run all the way down to turn 1. You got Harris Platts diving down to the inside of Cheesehead, or the outside of Cheesehead. You got Orlando all over the back of him. Heading into turn 1, Cheesehead maintained P1 and goes a little wide. That's going to be very costly for him. Comes back on the circuit. I'm not exactly sure if that was safe, to be fair, but everybody's keeping it clean here up in the front. Harris Platts is all over the gearbox of Cheesehead. Cheesehead gets a little squirrely. Now we're making our run down to turn 7. Cheesehead around the outside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? I don't think so. Working our way up the hill. In towards Paratelli. Or Paratella. Whatever you call it. The Kool-Aid Man is on the P4 right now. He's looking at a podium position. Cheesehead is also looking at potentially, side by side, getting pushed off the circuit here by Orlando, but they get back in line. Making our way up towards Variante Alta, which is turn 14 and 15, the chicane. Got a lot of chaos going on here between all these drivers following along. Oh no, and Hood Kool-Aid Man really mistimed that corner, and that causes Deathstorm to get into the back of him. Gives him some wing damage. The Kool-Aid Man falls back into line. MBD Chewy all over the back of him. Potty and Cars Ben battling side by side through 17, and it looks like Potty goes around. And wow, a lot of chaos going on here. Deathstorm's losing positions as he has no front, or missing an end plate on that front wing. Cars Ben up to his gearbox, looking to make a run down into turn 1. Cheesehead is now looking to make a move on Harris Platts. He doesn't really need to pass him, but I think he wants to win it on the track. He's all over the gearbox of Harris Platts as everybody's getting squirrely coming out of 3. Down the straight into 4 as we speak. Cheesehead is now taking over the lead. Supreme has been able to get by. Oh, wow, these guys are really bumping and banging all over the track. Potty has died in the race. Or no, Potty has DNF'd in the pit lane. Harris Platts side by side. Harris Platts side by side with Orlando as we're making up into turns 9 and 10. Still single file here. Orlando jumps to the inside, going down to the Aqua Minerale. Everybody's no bumping and banging. That's all. That's BK. Come on, man. Harris Platts is now fall back to P3. Orlando, he's got to gain some time here if he wants to be able to maintain a podium position. But Hood Kool-Aid Man, everybody is really trying to make some moves to come down to the line. Hood Kool-Aid Man dives down to the inside, gets on the curb, he's not close enough to make a move into 17. Back up to Cheesehead as he's coming around turn 18, making a run towards the line to win the Grand Prix here in Imola. Cheesehead has taken the victory. Orlando P2. And then, wow, a lot of time penalties here, swapping positions. So you got Cheesehead, Hood Kool-Aid Man, Chewy, Supreme, Orlando, Harris Pletz, Cars Ben, Deathstorm, and Jay Knowles as he's working his way down to turn 17 on the intermediate tires. I think he just wanted to get to the end, so he really didn't care. And just following along with Jay Knowles as he's coming across the line now. And that is the end of the Grand Prix here in Imola. A very chaotic race from start to finish. I mean, from start of rain to finish. MBD Chewy for driver of the day. Yeah, BK, I wouldn't even bother. Just let the FIA stewards take care of everything, and yep, we'll just have them do it. There'll definitely be some penalties probably handed out. FIA will be working overtime this week to make sure everything is taken care of accordingly, and I will update all of you next week with some penalty changes as we're going to be going into round 11. And where is that going to be taking us? Where is it? F1 calendar, round 11 after Imola. So we will be taking on Brazil. So let's get all of this. You got Cheesehead takes the victory. Hood Kool-Aid Man with P2. Chewy P3. J Supreme P4. Orlando P5. Harris Pletz in 6th. Cars Ben in 7th. Deathstorm in 8th. Jay Knowles in 9th. And you got Potty. It rounds out the top 10. Big Mama Frank 11th. Fit Dickwell in 12th. Sir Awesome 13th. Sod Niaz 14th. Texas Tornado 15th. And Great Ape is in 16th. That is going to round out your field here at Imola. Let's just go through all of this again. And yes, we will be doing interviews. Podium finishers need to head to the commentary box, and we will ask you a few lovely questions and then get back underway with your nights. And hopefully you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Yeah, I don't know, Ricky. That's so weird. This game has just been extremely strange. I don't know what to say about it. But we need to head. I don't care about the F1 world. Oh my gosh, game. Okay, you can just go somewhere else. Stop talking to me. Okay. Into the showroom. Cheesehead in the Ferrari. And then Hood Kool-Aid Man was the Alfa Romeo. P2. And who is P3? Orlando? I believe Orlando was P3 here. But let's get on here into the Discord. Was Orlando P3?
It would no. Well, I believe it was MVD.
Just waiting on our podium finishers here.
Could you open up the commentator booth? I believe it only we can join because we have the commentator booth.
So I can figure this out.
If you need, you could just start a new voice channel.
Well, see, that's the thing, is this locked down, and I don't know. Yeah, they have commentary booths locked down, so like, yeah, BK, I know you're in here. Can you invite these guys in here? Because I can't. When I hit the invite, it doesn't give me an option to actually invite anybody. Oh, community voice chat. That's where they want us now. There it is. Okay, I found it. Just give me 1 second, folks. All right. So we got our winner of the race, Cheesehead, in the Ferrari. Wow, Cheesehead, what a chaotic race. Congratulations on the victory, first and foremost. What was your strategy going into with all this rain? Didn't know if it was going to hit full wets at any point, but you know, the safety cars obviously didn't help. So what was your strategy late in the race to be able to make it to the end?
I just knew I had to keep it clean at turn one, and we would have been okay. Nice to win in front of all the Ferrari fans. Where was Inter's wet, Inter maybe, so I didn't know what to do really, and I just went to the wet tire because I removed my 5 second penalty. I spent the pit road, removed the penalty, and yeah, got penalty removed, and then we put the wets on, and the rain came at the right time. So once we had that, we had the track position, and I did blow turn one, but Harris races clean, and I definitely owe him. So for that, but yeah, he races clean, and felt a little under the weather, but you know, winning always helps, and yeah.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your victory, Great Ape. Do you have any questions for Cheesehead?
No, I'm glad you're saying a thank you to Harris Flex. I noticed that he was racing very respectfully.
Yep.
Um,
Me and him go way back, so shout out to him.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations. Enjoy your celebration with all your Ferrari fans in your at Imola. Very chaotic race. So, and you kept it clean, made the right strategy call, and was able to get towards the end.
No penalties, no time penalties. So yeah, the rain was heavy though for sure. So uh, thought we would have had more DNFs, but uh, that's how it goes. So and also fantastic drive for the uh, Kool-Aid man or whatever. He was in the back. They have one restart. He came all the way up to second. So uh, I was struggling for rear grip on my last restart, and yeah, that was tough. But we managed, and yeah, congrats to the podium guys. And where are we next week? We'll go on there.
You guys will be at Brazil next week. Very fun circuit. I love it. Um, I actually enjoy racing Brazil, so look forward to commentating for you guys next week here in AM2. But again, congratulations and enjoy your celebration. Absolutely. And I believe Hood, you finished P2. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you drive the Alfa Romeo, so I got that up here on the showroom for you. But congratulations on your P2. That was an extremely chaotic race. You just kind of came out of nowhere there. After that last safety car restart, just showed up and said thank you everybody for your time penalties and thank you for the second place. So just kind of take us through um, what your issue was throughout the race and your strategy calls when it came down to it.
Well, whenever during the formation lap, all of us knew that it would be a 15-minute period, 18-minute period until the rain started. So I went on cars and as you saw, I was making my way through the field, being clean, driving safe, and then it started raining. I got um I got caught out when it got to full wets, and I had to make a late pit stop. But then chaos broke out towards the end, and what 4 drivers got taken out.
Yeah,
So I
there
just kept my head down and got behind the drivers with penalties.
absolutely there was a lot of chaos towards the end of the Grand Prix there. I mean, I caught a lot of it. I caught actually almost all the chaos during the Grand Prix. It looked like at one point, all the way up in turns 14 and 15, that really tight chicane, you got maybe a little deep on your entrance, and it kind of jacked up a little bit on the back of the field here. But yeah, I mean, congratulations on your P2. Well deserved. You know, the right strategy calls for you as well, and then showing up out of nowhere when the wet weather really put some of these guys that had time penalties in a struggle to be able to pull away from you. But Great Ape, you got any questions for him?
Yeah. Can you walk us through that, after that final safety car restart, how you ended up in P4? Because me and Johnny alike were very confused as to how you just ended up in P4 when everybody else was basically on the wet tires.
So you said after we restarted, um, we went through turn 1 and 2. I think I was P8, P7 at the moment, and then I saw either Jay Knowles or Jay Supreme get loose and go off into the grass. And then I think I saw at least 3 or 2 cars get tangled up and they went off. And then next thing I know, I'm in E4 fighting for at least the lead.
Yeah, you definitely you made a name for yourself there in the wet weather. You know, I think you kind of surprised a lot of people when you just all of a sudden end up right on the back of the time penalties in front of you. Um, so congratulations on your P2 in the Alfa Romeo. I'm sure they were glad to have you give them some great points here at Imola in the wet circuit. I thought the track was going to get flooded at some point and we were going to have to postpone the remainder of the race, but you made it last, and congratulations on your P2.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and it doesn't look like our final podium finisher has joined, so I just want to let you all know EU2 will be racing at 4 p.m. Eastern Time at Imola tomorrow, and AM1 will take on Imola tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So tune in and hopefully they will put on a show for you tomorrow and maybe some more wet weather. But in the meantime, it's the Johnny Damon alongside me, Great Ape, who came in very late after his DNF. I hope you all have a great night and feel free to tune in tomorrow.